Listen to what this man says. They're trying to confuse us, but you're not confused. I'm not confused because we're paying attention to what they're saying, and we're going to discuss this. But first, just hear what he says.
Payment innovation and infrastructure will go up. Intermediary costs of making a payment are going to go down. Accuracy, fraud prevention, all the things that we think about will benefit from it. And I think that's a pretty significant use case. And I see a lot of people out on television saying, oh my God, I don't know what this is. But secretly, they have like teams of people working on this to do exactly what I'm saying. So I'm not sure I believe everything I hear across the spectrum on this topic, because people do recognize it.
You guys heard what he just said? He said, by the way, if you guys don't know who that is, this guy's name is Chairman French Hill. He's a politician. He's one of the people that run America's money, and he was at a digital assets emerging tech policy summit. And shout out to Eleanor Tourette for this interview. And he said it, we heard it from the horse's mouth. He said, there's people on TV lying to us, lying to me, lying to you, saying, well, I don't know what crypto is. I don't know what this Bitcoin blockchain technology is. Yes, you do. Stop lying. And then these cycles that we're going through, right? People get so afraid and, oh, I got to sell because, but not just afraid, because we're also going through hard times, right? The fake money is getting inflated, and again, when you have inflation, it makes people have to work more, and now people have less time to think about what's happening. And this is why I am trying my best to free people and show people the way, the path, because I believe the path is owning assets. You have to own assets in this future we're going towards, where AI is taking everyone's job. Because if you don't own any, guys, I don't know how to, this is a big robot they're building. The whole entire world is going to be digitized, tokenized, living on a network, and we're all going to be out of a job. But if you own pieces of it, then you can get paid dividends or monthly payments, just like you can get paid monthly if you own a piece of real estate, for example. You know what I mean? So but don't hear from me. Let's listen to someone her name is Sandy Call. She is the head of innovation at Franklin Templeton. Shout out to our boy. His name is Huber. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He asked this woman such a beautiful question. Love this question. And it's what's been living on my mind since 2020, the first time I ever invested in cryptocurrency. And it's just been hard to articulate it. Now it's easier for me. But now that we got people like this doing these interviews, let me just play it. Let me play it for you guys.
One thing I think about as a kind of side question for us to embark on, sometimes I think that owning protocols or a piece of a network could actually save you from some kind of irrelevancy that comes on the back end of AI. How do you think about that kind of stuff? Do you think that the world we're moving towards is very uncertain? AI is clearly going to displace a lot of people. I guess cryptocurrencies economically maybe play a very interesting role. How do you think about that?
If your favorite crypto YouTubers disappear tomorrow, would you know what to do next? If the answer to that question is no, well, friend, I've got to point you over to PB Academy, because the 65 short, sweet, and concise lessons inside of the 9 modules contain tools that teach you how to read the market yourself. So your financial understanding never depends on whether someone else decides to upload or not. When this video is done, I don't want you to walk. I want you to run to PastorBlackwood.com so you can see it for yourself. Now let's get back to the video.
I think that it is the natural endpoint of this whole journey that we've been on since the computer age began, right? One of our big thesis in our thought leadership is that when the computer age began, 100% of the transactional authority sat in the hands of the companies or the governments that were offering services, right? I could not do anything unless I actually went into a physical location or picked up a phone and had somebody act on my behalf, right? That began to change when the internet came in. I started to be able to self serve and do some things on my own with social media and with the current platform economy. I have been able to start to utilize those rails myself, right? I now have democratized access to those rails and I can use those rails to build businesses, to run my own life in new ways. But I still don't own them, right? I
Mm.
am still at the mercy of the platforms that own those rails that I use.
Had to pause it right there for a moment. Sorry. So she's talking about the internet. You weren't able to own pieces of the internet, but now the new internet of value, you're going to be you. I mean, you are able to own it now, and that's why I think it's important to own some of it, not be scared to buy. They're trying to scare people out. I'm just gonna let her talk.
Every day in my life. And so when I look at what's happening in the crypto ecosystem, I see this as the logical culmination of the pathway we've been on because now I am the resource that is driving the network. My participation in the network, my willingness to put goods or services into the network, my willingness to take goods and services out of the network, right? Every activity I do is of value to that network that I participate in. And it makes complete sense to me that in a world where transactions are going to be happening beyond the speed at which a human can oversee them, the way that I earn, the way that I make money, the way that I actually live in the future is going to be through owning the protocols that I use to drive my day to day life. And so I do think that we have, in the long run, it will look like a very natural progression.
Hmm.
But having been living through it as it's been developing, it feels like very strange. But if you really just take one step back, this is a journey we've been on for 50 years.
Guys, all of this, by the way, for my people that are feeling a bit lost, I explain all of this at PB Academy. It's why I created PB Academy so that we can all learn. Because my goal is to free people. My goal is to hear people say, Pastor, I'm very glad I listened to your channel. I've been watching and learning because it can get very confusing, especially for people that are new to this space, trying to understand what's going on, right? Because I mean, just it's just a lot going on. It's just so much. So if you enjoyed this style of video, if you appreciated me bringing this to your attention, please feel free to hit that like, share this video far and wide, hit that subscribe button, enter the community. I'm more than happy to have you ask questions. Please challenge my statements. Let's engage and let's help each other grow because I can learn from you too. I really appreciate it having you guys here. And for now, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.